Good afternoon, Facebook and YouTube. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy with TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle. Good Thursday to you. And we got some breaking news coming in, which is not really, it is breaking news, but it's probably the worst kept secret uh, in the history of sports because I think everybody and their mother, their cousins, and whatnot knew this was going to happen. I'm just going to see if a couple of people going to jump in, but this just came down, just broke on different sports media outlets in probably the last 30 minutes with the Lakers and JJ Redick. I have been talking about this for the last couple of days. Matter of fact, the last couple of weeks. Well, it has been made official as of today that the Lakers will make JJ Redick their next head coach, according to all the sports media sources that have been reporting it. Make sure you come in, like, subscribe to the channel, share this to all your social media platforms, comment, let me know you're watching and where you're watching from. But again, breaking news: uh, Los Angeles Lakers do have their guy. Wasn't their first choice? Was it? It could have been. Maybe they were just trying to throw the media off. Well, according to sources, they will hire JJ Redick on a 4-year deal. Rob Pelinka, who is the general manager and president of basketball operations for the Lakers, according to reports, offered JJ Redick the job this morning, Thursday morning, and he accepted. And it's a four-year contract, roughly going to pay him around $8 million per season. Again, so he's still former. It hasn't. The Lakers hadn't officially released any statement, but it's being reported that uh, ESPN NBA analyst JJ Redick is leaving the network to become the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers after the Lakers were spurned by UConn's head coach Dan Hurley last week, who turned down a 6-year, $70 million deal. So roughly they paying him $4 to $5 million less than they were gonna pay Dan Hurley. So I think again, this is one of the worst kept secrets known to man. The Lakers have their new coach. And what will this do for that team? Uh, he knows X's and O's. I've said this before. JJ Redick definitely knows the X's and O's of the ins and outs of basketball. He's played in the league for 15 years. So he knows he has a high basketball IQ. That's one of his intangibles, I would say. I also would say that, again, he played in the league for 15 years and he played in this new league, which is the game is a lot different than from the 90s and the 80s. So he probably is more connected and have a better connection. He can connect with these younger players, I think, especially with the Lakers young roster outside of LeBron. They got the outside of LeBron, the Lakers are a young team. And Anthony Davis, he's got a couple of years on him, but he's not old. But this is a young roster. From what I was reading, Rob Pelinka and Jenny Buss, who's the owner and governor of the Lakers, they wanted someone that could teach, that could help develop their younger players, according to our reports. And so here we are. They believe that Redick is going to be the guy. Now, he doesn't have any head coaching experience, not even as an assistant on any level. So they're going to have to surround him with the right type of people. They're going to have to get some veterans in there. I don't know if Redick is going to be allowed to pick his own staff, which that's probably going to be a possibility. But he's definitely going to have to be surrounded with some coaching experience. A coach that's kind of been there, done that, I think, that help him along the way. And then the dynamic between he and LeBron. How's that going to work? These two buddies do a podcast called Mind the Game, which ironically I think has been going on about a month now. It started, I want to say, the second week of May. So how would that relationship be with Redick now being his head coach? Outside of that podcast, I'm quite sure, I don't know, I'm sure that they will pump the brakes on that. Obviously during the season or even out the season. I don't know. That's definitely going to be. That's not going to help. That's not going to be a good thing to be doing. So number of things, number of questions. Again, if you just tuning in, just watching, just breaking in, like I said, the worst kept secret ever in professional sports. JJ Redic will be named the next Los Angeles Lakers head coach. He will get a 4-year deal, making roughly around $8 million per year. He has his own. Not only did he does the Mind the Game podcast, he also had his own podcast, Three Old Men and something. I can't think of the name of it. So all that is probably going to be put on the back burner. Now, I mean, I guess you can figure out a way to do it, during the off season, obviously, but during the season, there's no way that you can be producing podcast. I guess you could if you really wanted to keep it up, but I think your concentration would be on your team. So what's next? What will happen? What would these Lakers look like now with JJ Redick, 39 years old, one of the youngest head coaches in the league? What would this team look like? You got Anthony Davis and LeBron James, obviously, who you're going to try to build around. What are you going to do with D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura? You got a young nucleus. Are you going to try to maybe make some trades and bring in some other? I don't know. What can you do? And by the way, speaking of LeBron, he has until June 29th. His player option kicks in. He can either opt in or opt out. I'm quite sure at this point he's probably going to opt in, or he may opt out and become an unrestricted free agent, and they decide to renegotiate. They do a gentleman's handshake and just say, hey, we're going to redo a whole new deal for you and bring him back. That's probably what's going to happen. So LeBron will probably be in LA for another 2 years, I'm assuming. And LeBron, I think, will be 40 this year in December. I think he's 39, or is he 38? I can't remember. He's either 38 or 39. So how that's going to be interesting to see how that working relationship is going to happen as far as on the court. I don't know. I think the Lakers got to, and I said this a couple of days ago on the live stream. I said I thought the Lakers got to get this right. Is JJ Redick right? He might be right for right now, how I look at it. But in the long term, I don't know if he's the right guy for the long term. But he might be right for right now. And you know why? Because of LeBron James and clutch management and Rich Paul. That's probably why he is right for right now. The whole Dan Hurley thing, I just think that was for pomp and circumstance. Now looking back at it, I think it was for show, because I don't really think Dan Hurley really was probably going to take this job anyway. I mean, really, when you think about it, what's attractive about this Lakers job? One of the most historic, iconic franchises in the world, but the luster is kind of, the luster isn't the same. The diamond doesn't shine as bright as it used to. I know they won a chip back in 2020, but I don't know, especially with LeBron James and Rich Paul working behind the scenes. It can be tough for a head coach in this situation. And then now you're talking about your buddy. You got buddies. We're going to see how this play out. So I'm going to be interested to watch this press conference whenever it happens, obviously, because they're going to have a big one. And they probably were trying now, if this feels rushed, because guess what? The NBA draft is next Wednesday. And I know that they wanted to probably have a coach in place before the draft. I think the Lakers have the 17th pick in the first round as well as the 54th pick. So will Bronny James be suiting up and running a purple and gold? Is that part of the LeBron James package? According to reports, according to his agent, Rich Paul, now they saying that no, there's never, LeBron is not adamant about him having to play with his son. Now that's the new song that they started singing about a week or two ago. That is Rich Paul and LeBron. Don't know if LeBron said that or not. Rich Paul has said that. LeBron hadn't spoken since they were eliminated from the playoffs. Speaking of which, LeBron is getting ready to for the Olympics. He's on the Olympic team that's headed to Paris. So we're probably not going to get much sound from him until we kind of see him, unless he says something on X, on his social media accounts, as far as in front of a microphone. We probably won't get to see anything from LeBron or any sound until we catch some of them their Olympic practice, which I think is going to start wrapping up here in a couple of weeks. So again, just breaking news coming in, just came down about 30, 40 minutes ago. The Los Angeles Lakers will name, they hadn't officially did it, they have hired JJ Redic as their next head coach. He succeeds Darvin Ham, who did 2 seasons with the Lakers. They had him in the playing game, made it in the playoffs the last 2 seasons. They made the playoffs. You know, they got eliminated by the Denver Nuggets in this year's playoffs, and he had a pretty decent record. But according to some sport reports out there in LA, that he had lost the team, i.e. the LeBrons and others. So when you lose your star player, it doesn't bode well. So now they were in looking for a new coach, and JJ Redick name became the hot commodity, and here he is. He will be the next Lakers head coach, and we're going to be all eyes like Pac, like Tupac. All eyes going to be on LA, not the Clippers, the Lakers. A little bit of the eyeball is going to be on the Clippers, but more so the Lakers, because this is what everybody's going to be talking about, guaranteed. Okay, watch on tomorrow. You know, you watch your sports debate shows. This is going to be the lead on all sports debate shows come tomorrow morning. And once we get closer to the NBA season, the Lakers talk is going to be all you probably hear about. I'm going to wonder, I can't wait to hear what Nick Wright has to say about this, as well as Shannon Sharp. We both know that they are both LeBron James fanboys. And so I really want to hear their take on this hiring JJ Redick as the next Los Angeles Lakers head coach. So ESPN now will be looking for a new analyst to team with Doris Burke and Mike Breen. They've been through quite a few after letting some of the more experienced NBA analysts go. So now they're gonna look to see who are they gonna pair Doris Burke and Mike Breen? Are they gonna bring a third person in, or are they just gonna let them two do what they do? Now this probably gonna, as far as ESPN, you're probably gonna start seeing a little bit more Kendrick Perkins, I think. Not necessarily, doing game stuff, but definitely seeing him more so doing, on all the different shows and doing NBA stuff. Richard Jefferson probably is going to become somewhere part of this. He may end up being that third person with Mike Breen and Doris Burke, or it may be Vince Carter. Who knows? Well, Vince Carter was doing stuff with TNT. So, because I think they let him go from ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. So that's that. So we'll see what happens with ESPN. But as far as we know now with the Lakers, Jenny Buss, Rob Pelinka, they decided to go ahead and go with JJ Redick on a 4-year deal. Numbers really hadn't been. We do know it's a 4-year contract. As far as the numbers of that deal, hasn't been officially released, but I did see where the Score reported that it's going to be roughly around $8 million per season. So you're looking at 4 years, $32 million deal, which is a nice salary for a first-year head coach. We'll see. So I'd like to know what you guys think about this finally becoming official, the worst kept secret in the NBA. JJ Redick is now going to be on the sidelines of the purple and gold. What's your thoughts on it? What you think the new look like? Will it be a new look? How will this help? What would the dynamic be between JJ Redick and LeBron James and their podcast? Where will that stand? I'd like to know all your thoughts on that. Make sure you leave that in the comment section. Make sure you like this and share this live stream to all your social media platforms. So again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That is TFG Sports Media right here on YouTube. Make sure you follow it on Facebook, as well as subscribe to Kendrick Sports Hustle on YouTube. That's SportzHustle, and follow it on Facebook as well. So again, breaking news, if you didn't hear, just not popping in, Los Angeles Lakers will make JJ Redick their next head coach, 4-year deal, roughly around $8 million per season. Like to know your thoughts on it. Make sure you leave that in a comment. Again, keep it locked here to TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle for all your sports news and entertainment. Again, we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.